Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item is pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item would be approval of March minutes.
Did everybody get their copies of the documents I sent you? Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes for March.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? All right. Second item is approval of March financial report. This first one is the SPLOST account. That shows you the SPLOST account. Okay, we only had $8,383 in the SPLOST account. And the material for the deck was $12,800 something, I think it is. So we did have to use some of the money out of the general fund, but as we get the money, we're going to reimburse the general account with that. So we got $1,000 something in there.
Yeah.
So that'll go back into the general fund account till we get that difference paid back for the deck. I don't know where that shows. I just see it right here, and I just wanted to, if anybody had a question on that.
Is it already showing on this one right here? I don't see it. You said it was 1,000 something?
Well, no, it was like
8,000 came out of the SPLOST account.
Yeah, I see that.
okay. So on page 4, check number 799, or I mean 1799.
Yeah,
Page
4993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to be out of the SPLOST account back into the general fund as we get it each month.
Okay.
So just to let y'all know that that will be going back in there. So there's 1,000 that should be coming in there. Also, you'll I mean we'll be talking about it here in a minute, but you'll see 1801 Georgia Department of Planning. We'll explain that here in a minute about we had to refund some money that we got from the federal government. There was no way around it. They was asking it back because it got
Feds demanded.
it got put in a wrong account, like under taxes, and we didn't know it was there to spend. It was part of the CARE Act, I think, during the coronavirus, to spend on social distancing with the town as far as. So that money had to go back. And then you'll see here 1798 Jamie Godfrey. That's to clean up over here and put gravel back down so the brewery can open back up. It washed all the gravel, the flood did, and it caused some damage to the parking area that he had to. It's right there was actually filled
gravel and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we getting any type, we're not getting any assistance?
Well, no, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about it. Give me a chance.
And then, but I just want to explain to y'all what these numbers was. And then the roll-off, 1796 up there, that was for some dumpsters for helping with cleanup. cause everything got pushed from upstream, downstream, so I didn't feel like it was fair to those residents to get the brunt of it, because the trash came from everywhere, so we did get that. And I think that's the only two things, that question. I just didn't want y'all to,
What's the Georgia Power Tourism that says train car for 306?
well, that's actually for, we have got,
Which one?
that's for Tony, and he's actually paying that bill. We've had fault with Georgia Power about hooking up power to that, and we finally got that resolved. But now we've got to get the load calculation for the restaurant before Georgia Power will come out there and hook power up to the meters. So Tony's actually paying that bill. I know it's high, but he's actually reimbursing the town for that.
Okay.
I send him a bill every month.
Thanks.
Yeah. For that and the water over there.
And of course, you'll see some park refund due to flood in amounts of $50.
This William Faulkner, accounts payable replacement for.
He does our inspections, so it's an
Our building
inspection.
inspection.
He's our building inspector.
And I noticed his last check had not been deposited for several months, so I reached out to him and he never received it.
So
I
that
sent it
check,
over.
so that check is a replacement for one.
Yes, and it says right there, replacement for check. And if that had printed all out, it would have told you what check it was replacing.
Okay. This is for March.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the funds for March 2021.
Second. Now we have a
Who
motion
said
and second. Tony did. We have a motion and second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor? Okay.
Are we still doing that monthly breakdown? You know, as the.
We are, but I've been so overwhelmed this month, I didn't have a chance to catch up because I've been dealing with the FEMA and GMA.
Okay, that goes under old business, item A, general operating funds transferred to assist in purchasing deck material. Like that's what we talked about, the $4,000, and then the SPLOST will be paying back as we get. So hopefully in 4 months or less that we'll
It'll be
repaid. The next item is B, Hook and Eye Tavern extend the free rent clause in the lease to 2 years in exchange for the labor to build the deck. Labor for the deck is like $7,200, somewhere around in there, so he's just wanting another free year's rent for that. So if the council so agrees that we'll redo the lease, extend it 1 year for exchange for the deck labor.
And we're on the upside of that, is rent's cheaper.
Well, the upside of that is we don't have.
It's the exact same.
It's $7,200 a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the upside is Tony don't have to build the deck. So, but I mean, it's, you know, one way or the other, at least he's getting his, and he's not doing the upper deck. He might do it later time, but he's not at this present time doing it. But
Well, and that's just our part of the deck that we had agreed to, because he's gonna add some stuff on
Yes, yes.
with on his own.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So you want a motion for that?
yes. Give me a motion.
So I make a motion that we allow the Hook and Eye Tavern to extend their clause for an additional year, free,
Yes,
for the
exchange for the labor.
exchange for building, using the labor to build the deck.
Okay.
I'll say.
We have a motion second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
And then you said that was 7,200?
Yeah, it's roughly 7,200. Well, 1 year's what he's asking for. And that's pretty close. I think on that length of deck. Cause
Yeah,
I
since
think,
they spent 2 weeks putting the footings in.
yeah, but I mean, it still is. Okay, under new business, flood damage. We've had a lot of flood damage. We've got a list of here for the council that the numbers come up with for GEMA, FEMA. They're trying to total up the actual total of damage to see if it reaches that threshold to be able to declare Pickens County a disaster area, and then we can get some of that money hopefully back. So that's still up in the air on that. So like I said, we just gotta wait. But like I say, there's like, I mean, in some ways it's worse, and in some ways it's not as worse. But we'll go ahead and go over some of these items. You know, of course, planting grass seed back because you know got the silk on our you know, wheat straw, mulch to mulch the beds, and then mulch for the playground. It did get some of the walkway, so to replace that wooden walkway with you know the concrete, I priced it out. Also for debris removal and stuff, $9,400 for that. Gravel, $96 in the golf court. Replacement value of $84.20. That's $8,420.
Oh, it got submerged?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There was over 5 foot of water over there.
And Cheryl, you've got the wrong number on this pressure water. This pressure water is supposed to be $7.99.
Oh, okay.
You just got
Sorry.
$9.
Well,
Air
I love
compressor.
$400.
Air compressor, bench grinder, backplash floor, some weed eaters, post hole auger.
So we don't have insurance? For
Well, we do, but we're not. Well, I'm not sure we have flood insurance. I'm not 100% sure, but we
Thing
try to
is,
go.
if you use the insurance, then your premium will probably go up. If we
So-
can work it around to where we get it from FEMA or GEMA,
Oh,
It works
yeah,
out
if you
better.
get that, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I'm saying if you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is First Avenue.
Okay.
So we've added all this, and you got the list there. I mean, it even got it high up. I
you
mean,
didn't give them a
huh?
list. You told me not to put them in a list.
Oh, I thought.
No, I asked you if I need to, and you said no.
Oh,
So,
I told you to. Here, you print them. Print them.
let me
Well,
have that and I'll go. But there's, that one, I have to put back up.
yeah, just print
But
them.
this is
everybody
custom about the
list. I mean,
roads and stuff on them.
what's that?
The roads, the rapid roads. Oh, creek crossing and.
Oh,
So what was the estimate cost?
oh, 78,000, I think, somewhere around there.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's $74,010.18.
What's
Yeah.
the threshold for
Print me
FEMA?
a copy too.
Well, I don't know.
Will you print me one?
Yes.
It has to be, it has to be county-wide, and I don't know exactly what that number is.
And that's
I
Pickens
ordered
County?
Yeah, it's Pickens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what they're doing is Pickens County is gathering up their damage to roads and to, well, I don't know if they had any water lines damaged, but they're doing the roads and everything that got damaged from the flood.
Yes, sir.
And then the city of Jasper is doing the same thing.
Okay.
I don't know if city of Nelson even got hit. But some of the roads got washed away, so it's gonna be real close to that number.
So the town of Talking Rock's not 73, it's Pickens?
No,
No, just the
town.
town.
Just the town. No, we're talking, I I mean, you're
Okay.
probably talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, cause
Wow, okay.
Jeanette Road got washed away and
Is that
then,
not counting the bridge? That's not counting the bridge.
no,
I
no.
mean, that's state, the bridge.
Yeah, that stayed there,
Yeah.
yeah. And debris removal,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff, so like I say, there's a lot of things in there that, adds up. And, like I say, City of Jasper's, they had to do a lot of work to their pump, intake down there at Cove. I mean, I know you've seen that one up there. And then like I say, I think Hobson Road got damaged or washed away one. They had to repair it. And then the dent got totally washed away, you know, in a section. So there's a lot out there that's, you know, being added up. So it just takes time for everybody to go through and calculate what the cost is to.
So I have a question then. So in our subdivision, we have a debris cleanup in our community, that lake. Is that eligible for that? If I paid to get all that debris removed? The lake went up to the 15 feet from the gazebo. That's how far it went. And so when the water has regressed,
Well,
that entire area has debris.
we'll have to find out. That's a good question.
Okay.
We'll ask that question.
Well, plus all with the dock, I don't know whatever became of that.
Well, the dock didn't get damaged. We lost the dock. We got it back, but all the debris, I mean, it just looks like a war zone. It looks like when I saw coming in here, how the debris, you know, looks like a beaver dam.
Yeah. Well, what made this so bad this time is that Chris Stansel, the commissioner, said it started at Hobson and came down, and it just, I mean, when it came, it just another rush away. Cause this time it jumped Mill Creek this time, and it actually went along Talking Rock Road there. So we was getting it from both sides here. I mean, you know, we was getting it from Talking Rock Creek and from Mill Creek, and it actually, you know, so the railroad even had damage to the railroad. This is just a that's how far the water got out.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I didn't see it like
Yeah.
that.
So
Wow.
you can look through the pictures.
Wow.
That's in the bathrooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I see.
Yeah. See, that's
Holy crap.
that's down the at the end of the street.
Yeah.
You know, that's that's the camper the guy was still in it. It just happened to hang up on them trees right there to the side. There's a lot worse than that right there in some areas.
She the right, what is she wearing?
Right, the road past the brewery.
See how, see we had
Oh, no, the whole
So
road.
you shows on that
like
side.
some
Yeah.
security cameras up on that shelf, they got it.
Oh.
I
And
mean,
it pushed
you
your
know,
car.
so that's how, you know,
So car's messed up and everything.
so.
I don't know if it's.
I see.
Yeah, so see, that's how, you know,
Well, it had
and what
been
happens is,
the one guy who pushed
I
that.
don't know if you noticed
Oh, yeah.
that, you know, all that water and all them trees and stuff blocked Mill Creek, and they're still there, you know, so hopefully they're getting that.
Called 911.
Did it affect the building right here?
Tell you where it was when I started, I don't know where I am now.
No, it didn't,
He hadn't really gone that far.
but it did
He didn't
get
know
over,
it was just moving.
high up on the
Yeah, I went to the
railroad track here, we actually saw that picture in the ground.
I woke up at
And so
1
mine
and
was
looked down the
Yeah.
window and I said, holy
That's
crap.
amazing.
That's crazy.
But I could hear the water rumbling, you know, just flowing. But I did have a question.
Yeah.
That, is it GMA?
Gina,
That we're waiting on?
yeah, Gina.
Georgia
Like
emergency.
our cost in Pickens or Jasper, all of those are together, right?
Yeah, it has,
And then they distribute the money.
well,
No. From what I was told today, they have to add up the cost for Pickens County.
The whole county?
And then, then Jasper and Talking Rock's added on.
Okay.
And then they will allow so much for us and so much for Jasper and so much for Pickens. But GMA and FEMA work together, well, as a team whenever something like this happens. That's what they told me today.
So that being said, I mean, you know, and you'll see on that list, I guess you didn't make me one, but anyway.
No, what you did when you had?
Well, I give it to you, make copies.
Oh.
But you'll see on that list, like on page 2, page 1 is equipment and stuff. You know, now we haven't done the cost of it. I mean, as far as done any of this. So this is what we say it's going to take to replace and to repair and to put back after the flood. These numbers. I mean, it even got the automatic toilet flushers that you see in the stuff that sorted those out. Got some of the grills, the picnic tables, the bathroom partitions. You know, they're wood, so it's swelled and you know caused damage to it.
Security system?
Yeah, security system. I told, and then trash cans.
What are these dumpsters?
The dumpsters is actually you pay for. That was for the down here.
To pick all the trash up down there.
So 2 of these items, the dump truck and the dumpsters and the parking lot repair has been paid, but none of this other stuff. And we, on page 2, those parking stops that we talked about, you know, for that, and then some of the creek crossing down here where Melissa and the other gentleman lives, that got putting gravel back on that road, and then Old Federal that leads down to the back side of the park. You know
That's the
that
end of
me and
my
you
road.
walk and Mark. Well, we put down gravel for it too, and then labor putting it down. So that's how we came up to the 73,000.
So is this is not a motion, you're just letting us know?
Yeah, just letting you know. Now, with that being said, I mean, you know, we can't open the park till we start replacing some of this stuff. You know, like I say, the bathroom's not working because of the flush valve. You know, we need to clean up the silt. Gravel needs to be put back down on the parking lot. There's a lot of things that has to be done to get the park back open. But, you know, I mean, what do? We're going to wait till we hear back from FEMA before we start, because I mean.
So do you look at essential things to get the park running that you lean forward?
Just yeah.
There's actually a criteria on what we can and cannot do before FEMA and GMA approves this.
So what?
There's criteria that we
I
have
know,
to
but
meet.
what is? I mean,
Okay,
I'm at,
all right. The emergency work, you have 6 months to complete. Category A is the debris removal. You can go ahead and do that. Emergency protective measures, if there's something that could be dangerous to the public, we can go ahead and do that. Roads and bridges, of course, and anything that's immediate relief of significant damage to improve public or private property. And the types that can be removed is the demolition debris, vegetation, construction, mud, silt, gravel, rocks, and then like the roads, because it's state, you know, to get it back where they can get in and out, then you can do that. And he told me he would go over the rest of it. He said that's the stuff I can tell you right now, you know, to go ahead and do that you could be reimbursed for if you got it. But he's going to verify as to the park equipment or the controls on the toilets, or you know, the weed eaters and that kind of thing. He's going to let me know tomorrow how much of that we might be able to go ahead and be working on.
well, so, I mean, so here's the the walkway. Of course, it could be done later. The mulch, I mean, you know, that kind of stuff. But and the walkway, I mean, it's we can make it usable there. There's some debris, that needs to be removed. But like I say, I mean, you know, you're talking $9,400 and you know, that's only 40 hours. What I did, Dusty, was, a Traco and a Uniloader, a Traco at $85 an hour, a Uniloader at $85, and a dump truck at $65. At 40 hours, added all that up, and that's where I come up with $9,400. And I think it would probably take that to clean up all that.
Yeah.
No, the gravel's on top of that.
Okay.
On top of that, so.
Who's doing the labor?
Well, that is the labor. That's you know, the crack hole is $85 an hour. That actually includes the operator.
Gotcha.
You know, and the dump truck and everything. So I mean, that's just. I mean, I don't know. That's going rate.
That's pretty reasonable.
You know.
I mean, you could. It's.
It could be more, but
Yes.
I mean that's pretty.
Yes, it's pretty.
It's about as
pretty
cheap as you're
reasonable.
gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I mean, the hours may vary.
Yeah.
The rate.
But, you know, one thing, you know, like I say, if the golf cart is, you know, I mean, unless somebody loans us one, you know, that's essential to help it clean up and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if we get somebody to loan, I mean, you know, some of this stuff, yes, it can wait. I mean, you know, the weed eater and stuff, I mean, that can wait. You know, the picnic tables and stuff, but as far as, you know, like I say, the toilet flushers and, we would need them to get the bathrooms back going, or either put manual, if they didn't get swept away, you know, I swapped them out from the manual, but I don't know if they're still in there or not. I hadn't gone through that for it.
Are all these fences repairs, replacements?
For replacements. So I mean, that could wait, you know, and the grills, I mean, we still got some grills in there. I mean, it's just the ones that got swept away.
They give you a time frame of 6 months to complete category A and B, which is debris removal and the emergency protective measures. You only have 6 months to do that. Then the other stuff you have 18 months to complete.
After they approve it. What, I mean, what are you thinking, just to get the park opening? Bathrooms in the parking lot maybe, or?
Yeah,
There's really nothing.
I mean, the most, well, I don't know. I mean, I really hadn't noticed, but I mean, we just need to make sure any loose boards or anything, you know, make sure all the, what's left of the walkways are safe enough to use.
There's no issue with mold?
No, that is, you know, it's a concrete block wall, so I mean,
No sheet rock.
But there is glass, and a local citizen had walked through the park, and there's a lot of broken glass and all that silt and
oh,
stuff,
is it?
and some metal. So she had been picking up some. Angie had been walking, and she'd saw the glass and stuff, and she asked if she could continue to walk, and she'd take a bag and pick up as she saw it.
Do you think on that money on that walkway, do you think we ought to consider going back with concrete instead of?
That's why I priced it.
Okay.
That's why I priced it.
That's what he priced it at.
I think that's a good move.
I did. I priced it that way.
But it's washed gravel down the creek bank that came off the railroad track, because it had washed out the railroad track.
So do we, I mean, I guess the question is, you know, do we want to wait on this, or just, well, one way or the other is going to have
I
to
think
be
you need
done.
to assess it and then ensure that the things that within the 6 months that we're able to do the things that is agreeable. Once you do that, then I think it's easy to vote for that and get that done, essential stuff.
So do we want to go ahead and, because let's say that we, you know, I mean, me, Mark, and Tony walked, I mean, you know, and we can do it again, and Dusty's welcome, or anybody's welcome to do it. But do we want to wait another 4 weeks till we have another meeting, you know, to actually start, you know, doing it? Or do we want to?
No, I mean, if you think you can determine exactly what you believe is essential, because you're gonna spend that money,
Right.
and knowing that, hey, we're under the guidelines to be, you know, able to receive that back without jeopardizing.
Right, and what we have to understand is, we want to make, you know, that y'all have to understand that if we reach the threshold of being declared a disaster area, you know, that's when we get some of this money or all of it, you know, like I say, I mean.
And before, didn't we have to provide like 20%
Well,
of an estimate or something?
I'm not sure, but I just want the council to understand that, you know, even though we spend this money, that's not budgeted or anything like that, that's, you know, I mean, this is one of those cases. We might not get it back, that is a possibility, so.
Because we have the guidelines for GMA, but if we have to go through insurance, is there something we can't do now?
Well, the insurance will not, if there's anything on the insurance, would only replace equipment. I don't think it's gonna replace the part.
They would do, well, maybe not all the.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. The first time they came out and assessed, I can't remember if it was for the city or the town, or if it was the fire department that they only covered. I know they did like the refrigerator and the tables and stuff that was in the building. So that may have been totally separate.
Yeah, that's.
But they would do the bathrooms.
Hmm?
They would fix the
Yeah,
bathrooms.
the bathrooms and probably the
But I mean, do they need to be notified if we're gonna go ahead and fix the bathroom? I feel like bathrooms is.
Well, I'm gonna have another conversation with the guy from FEMA tomorrow, because he was gonna reach out to the girl with GMA today after I talked to him, and then he was gonna call me back and give me some more guidelines. I didn't realize until today that, that this was all going on. They didn't let us know. I had been trying, they had a webinar, but we weren't included in it, and so I'm backtracking, trying to find out what the webinar contained and what we need to, you know, to.
So you don't really have a feeling either way, it sounds.
No, not yet, not yet.
I just
feel like if we're gonna get the park open, we gotta get the bathrooms fixed, and just to take any hazards out of the way, is all we have to do.
Well, what about gravel? You need.
Well, I mean,
You can still park there.
I mean, you can still park there, I mean, but it does really need some gravel, I mean, you know.
Well, and some stops, maybe. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it'll go off.
But that'd be fairly easy.
yeah.
Well, I have a suggestion, is that y'all go ahead and decide whether or not you're gonna get the gator, because you're gonna need something to get back in there with to bring that stuff out.
But now, does that mean?
I don't know, I'll try to find out tomorrow, but I would get approval while you got them all here, and then.
You're talking about the debris, but that's
And
what
the
we're gonna
sand,
have.
and the silt.
The backhoe and all that stuff, if we do, if we get the money.
Yeah, how are you
So we're gonna
thinking?
do that if we don't get the money for it, or we're probably not gonna go through all that expense if we don't get the money for it?
Well, basically, we'll just have to use in-kind labor. Well, you know, like maybe like Mark's tractor.
Right.
You know, because it's small enough to get in there. You know, and then maybe Marshall, Mullins, or whatever.
But that's something we can wait to find out if we're gonna get the money
Yeah.
before we jump into something like that.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think we need to wait. I
And
think,
then, once I hear from them, we may have to do a call meeting, so you
I
can.
was gonna say, I think that's the best, is to validate it and then do a
Yes,
call
yeah.
meeting.
I think so too, because I mean,
We have to be in
don't
a
know.
person to do the call meeting, or we can do a conference call, what, you know?
Well,
I mean, everybody needs to be prepared that
Right.
if there's a call meeting, we gotta come in.
Yeah, or, yeah.
So
Or
you
at
don't
least
have to
some
wait
of us,
4
or at least
weeks.
some of us.
I think they passed a law this time, I don't know if the governor has signed it or not, about approving virtual meetings, especially in an emergency.
But I agree, you shouldn't wait 4 weeks, because now we're gonna be talking May timeframe.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we'll keep on working on that. All right, so moving on to Heritage Days.
And then just real last, sort of try to have an estimate of, hey, up front, this is
Yeah.
the money, not the 73.
Yeah.
After looking at this thing, this is what's essential, and this is what the figure we're talking about.
Right.
All right, so, moving on to Heritage Days, we had that, sort of work session, retreat type deal. And I think even y'all have agreed that, we'll have Heritage Days this year. I think Mark has already got 18 vendors, 18 vendors already. So I mean, it's moving right along. So anyway, I guess, motion that we have Heritage Days and to contact DOT for the road closure for those 2 days.
Real quick. During Heritage Days, there's no parking.
No.
Okay, that's right. It's all closed
It's
off.
all vendors.
Vendors are around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll shuttle everybody down or they'll walk.
Okay, from
That's
the park.
Park.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, so we'll block it right here and then block it up at the, brick church.
What's the date? October?
I think it's the 16th and 17th.
Yeah,
I
October.
didn't, okay. Today's been a real.
If we don't need that, that's fine. But I know it's in October.
It's the third weekend in October, third full weekend in October.
Third week.
It's 16th and 17th.
Okay, I make a motion that we have a Heritage Day for October 16th, 17th, 2021.
With, contact DOT for road
We'll
closure.
contact DOT for road closure.
So now I have a motion second, any other discussion? Tony? Any other discussion?
Well, I'm writing, so it's hard for me to see when they stick their finger
If
in.
not, all in favor?
What's the max for the vendors? Total, how many can you have?
We have had as much as 80.
Wow.
80?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be big. I think with your business, and the other ones, I think it's gonna be good this year.
Oh, I think it is too. I think
Yeah.
it's really going, because I think everybody's ready to get out.
We're getting our golf shirts by then?
Yeah.
Golf shirts, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, with all the businesses, in town, they wanted to get, inquire about a billboard. I did get one with the community bank. So we're actually gonna share one, but the bottom line is that, it's gonna have Heritage Days every third weekend in October on there, at the bottom. So, I mean, it's gonna be advertising Heritage Days 12 months out of the year. It tells it, every third weekend in October. It basically says, visit or historical downtown Talking Rock 6 miles ahead. And then it's got, antique shops, gifts, pottery, farmer's market, coffee, ice cream, brewery, and tavern. And then it's got, Heritage Days. So I was tipping in for Heritage Days and stuff, the billboard. The artwork is, our portion of town is $56, that's one-time fee. And then it's $50 per month, after that. We can use some of the money from Heritage Days to actually, as advertising for that, from the budget. So if y'all are in agreement with that, that's what we'll do. So I think that's good advertising.
So 600 a year?
Yeah, for us.
And I can take it out of the advertising budget here.
Yeah.
Every one of the businesses pay that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
There's 9,
yeah,
well, I mean, we'll pay $50, and
Yeah.
stores pay $50.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so basically what it is, the town or the Talking Rock's portion as a whole is, $400 a month of the $800 a month to rent a, billboard.
Okay.
And it's lighted and everything, so I think that's a pretty good deal.
Oh, and the rest of it's paid by grant.
Yeah.
So is there a motion for the amount of the money each month? Is that 400 or 600 you said?
Well, just $600 a year for the,
600 for a year. Making
Yeah.
a motion for 600.
all right.
All right, I make a motion that we approve a billboard for the town of Talking Rock for $600 a year.
Okay, to advertise Heritage Days.
Yeah.
Second.
We have a motion second, any other discussion? Or not, all in favor? We talked about the Refund Cares funds from general operating, that was that $1,000-something that got put in under property taxes, so we didn't know, from the previous, clerk. No,
Yeah,
well, no, it's for.
yeah, it wasn't before Buffy.
Yeah. So anyway, we had to pay that back because we didn't spend it and they wanted the money back, so we need a motion. I don't know if we need a motion for that or not, because it had to be.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice. Federal government demanded that it be
You just
paid
put it
back.
on record that we paid it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, just make sure that, I talked to the lady at the state and tried to sweet talk her, but nobody. Should have, if
Okay.
it'd been the state, might have, but being federal, she couldn't, so.
Okay, the last item on here is Wildcat Timber, Woodland Capital.
We were alerted that Wildcat Timber, which is the company that owns the property that we annexed in years ago, and it's out 136, and in between 136 and Fisher Creek Road. We were alerted that they were in there doing more than what they had asked us if they could do, and in doing so, they caused serious erosion and sedimentation down into the little streams and Fisher Creek. And so we started, EPD actually called Randy, and then he called me to go check it out. So I did, and an adjoining property owner took me back all over the entire thing. And I was very, very appalled that they had gone in there and done this. They have clear cut all the way down to the creek bank, put no silt fence up. All they did was put down a little grass seed. Well, when it come this rain, it was probably 6-7 inches that it had washed off the topsoil. They had asked us about doing, Wesley Hughes had reached out to us about doing a variance because they're going to put 4 to 5 homes in there. And our stipulation is that all roads must be 12 foot wide. Well, there's a creek crossing and it has concrete strips down in the bottom to keep it from washing out. But it's only 10 foot wide. So he was going to come back and ask us if he could have a variance to leave that 10 foot wide and leave it 10 foot wide, 50 feet on either side of the crossing. And I told him he would have to, bring it to before the council and we would discuss it. Well, the workers that went up there, they went ahead and widened that creek crossing. And so when it rained, it washed it all out. And it washed a lot of it down on the adjoining property owner. And when I went back in there, they were supposed to just cut out the existing roads. They were supposed to clear them. They didn't. They went in there and made brand new roads. They've put pipe in the ground for this water, the other streams to run through. Well, it's all washed out. They didn't put any silt fence, no riprap, nothing. And part of the places where they did put down, where I could see from the road, because when I went up there, I talked to the gentleman about it. And he was acting like he had no clue, but I know he did because I'd already seen that he had a card from EPD saying that he knew what he was supposed to be doing. So Marshall took me back in there. Not only have they left things in disarray and water is running down these roads and into streams, there's some of it that I could see going downhill to a stream, and I couldn't even see the stream, but all I could see was this huge stream of silt. At one portion, Marshall got upset, the gentleman got upset because they had encroached on his property and cut a road out on his property. So we've been talking with a guy from Georgia Forestry that does the stream control, and Randy's been back and forth with EPD. I have been back and forth with them. I've sent them all the pictures that I took and have sent them the letter that I sent out to Wildcat. Gave them every opportunity to go in there and repair it, but they didn't. They just did what I could see from the road. And so with advice from EPD and from Randy, we could fine them up to $2,500 per day till it's corrected. Randy said $1,000 a day up until this Friday. If it's not corrected by this Friday, we will charge them $2,500. If it's bad enough when EPD comes out, they have a minimum $50,000 fine that they could do. So they really messed up, and the guy that I had been dealing with was very upset because he had explicitly told the guys that were out there not to do what they did. So that's what that's about. And Randy's going out there tomorrow morning with them. So.
Have you heard back from them recently?
No, they, the project manager that was out there, when I sent the letter to Wesley Hughes and said, Wesley, this is what you're gonna get fined if y'all don't get out there and get this corrected. And so he sent my email on to the project manager that had been out there, that had informed the guys that they could go ahead and do that, you know, that nobody could stop them from doing it and all this thing. And so then Sean started calling EPD, and he was all upset. He's the project manager. He was very upset, and so then Wesley reached out and said, what do you want us to do? And I said, you need, per Randy's instructions, I told him you need to find a company that specialized in soil and erosion mitigation and to get it corrected. And he said, well, do you want me to send the guy out that did the roads? And I'm going, you know what? I said, you didn't do it right the first time. Did you really want to send him back out there this time? And so I said, that's up to you. That's your call. All I can tell you is that if it doesn't pass with EPD, this is what's going to happen. Because we can't allow you to continue to send all this silt stuff downstream. Because that creek runs into Talona Creek, which runs into Talking Rock Creek, which runs into Carter's Lake. So it was a mess. I mean, Mr. Mullins showed me several pictures of what he had gotten out of his field that had washed down on top of him, and it was awful.
I just don't understand. Why, I mean,
Would they not
you call
know?
erosion control people all the time, get put silt fence, I don't understand why they just can't do that.
Well,
It's not gonna cost them nearly as much as this is costing.
Exactly. But the guy stood there that first day I went out there, and I looked at him and I'm going, really? Because, you know, I've had my cards. I know what was supposed to be done. And
Well, and also, you know, we can't have that silt going down. I feel like, I mean, I don't know, you know, what we can do, but I feel like we would have to put if they're not gonna do it, we gotta put some silt fence up for them and somehow charge them or whatever.
till they do it, they
can
will
we do
be
something
fined
like
per
that?
day, and they understand that.
What's that?
They will be fined per day until they put it up.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't.
Oh, I know, I understand what you're saying. But
It's all
EPD will
different.
advise Randy tomorrow what we need to do, so.
Well, basically, like I say, we're meeting 9:30 in the morning, going up there, and then, like I said, I rode by there yesterday. They've done some things, I don't know, like I say, I didn't get out and walk up there, but,
Oh, so they have made some kind of effort.
well, on the road, you know, like I say, again, on up in there, I don't know. So, like I say, Georgia Forestry and EPD and me are going up there in the morning and look at that, and then if they haven't done what they need to be done, she's gonna call them and actually tell them that, you know, she can turn this over to the state water people,
Watershed Authority.
and it'd be a $50,000 fine per day. So I mean, you would think this was getting their attention. I mean, I just counted it up, and I think it's $26,000 by
So that just counted
yeah,
up.
you know,
But I mean, is this actually money that you think they actually have to?
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, they're a
Oh,
huge
so they
company.
got lots of money.
well, I mean, they'll have to pay it. I mean, you know, but it's not the money thing. You know, like I said, you know, everybody, you know, makes mistakes or
But
slack.
they should know.
But with this right here, they went beyond. You know, there was only supposed to clean out roads and this and that, and they've done way beyond. So that's the reason I said.
Not only did they clear the trees out, but then they took one of those mulcher things in there and cut the soil up and cut the grinder and cut all that out. And I asked him, I said, did you go to the same class I did? I said, because first thing they tell you is not to do this. You got to stay. They didn't even stay 25 foot back from the creek bank.
I mean, that's just.
And so I asked him, and he
really
said,
blows my mind.
well, the property manager told me to do it. And I said, so you did it? Yeah. I said, well, first thing, they're gonna tell you is that because the class, and Randy knows, they specifically tell you, it doesn't matter who tells you to go in there and do it. If you do it and you know it's wrong, it's your responsibility to fix it. So.
So anyway, we'll find out tomorrow. With that being said, also, I just want to mention here, you know, with me not being with the fire department anymore, I don't have the days off, you know, like I used to. So, you know, anytime that I take a day off to handle something beyond maintenance and, you know, normal duties, you know, I need reimbursed for that day's worth of time of me burning. Going into something like this is, you know, something that's beyond normal.
Well, the day you were out for the flood.
You know, so anyway, like I say, I mean, I can't give that time, you know, because like I say, I don't have that time for where I'm working at now. So, you know, we need to come up with some kind of agreement with that, you know, beyond the normal maintenance and duties. So.
Would you consider coupons?
Coupons? Yeah.
IOUs?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got some Burger King.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, food, that's up my alley. That's up my alley. But anyway.
What did you, I mean, is there something, exact amount proposed for that?
I don't know, you know.
Last time y'all.
I guess that's something that'll have to be voted on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it
why,
is.
I mean, you know, so I mean, I don't know.
Calculator earlier.
No, I mean, I just, what do you,
Well,
what is
I
council?
have no idea.
Well, I mean, you know, that's, you got a, I mean, an idea of what, I mean.
On what you just said?
Yeah, as far as the cost per day, I mean, what?
Well, it was me.
Per day, right?
You know, if it was me, I would just, I mean, I'd just have a set fee a day.
That's what I was
mean,
thinking.
Yeah.
For what I do.
The last time y'all paid him $250 when he had to take off. So I'm just telling you, that's what it was.
$250 for one day? Wow. That's good money right there.
Well, I mean, that's, I mean, we can do it 200 or something, I mean, that'd be reasonable.
That's what I was gonna say.
That'd be reasonable, yeah, I think.
It depends on the position you hold. For me to be out from what I'm gonna do a day, I lose a couple $1,000.
Right, well, I mean, you know,
So
I
it
mean,
depends
That's
on
in one day?
what you're,
Jeez.
it depends on what
I'm
you're
gonna start
holding.
following you around, just
You're in the
whatever
wrong
falls out of your pockets, I live on.
You know, just depending on the position you're holding, but I think two would be reasonable. I mean,
would that compensate you for,
yeah, I think
Like if
I
you were at
yeah, I will work,
I guess at the minimum, you need to be compensated
Yeah.
for what you're losing, so.
yeah. So that
So
would
in your
work.
current job right now, they allow you to leave if you have
Yeah, I
major
mean,
responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, like say, during, you know,
During the non-peak season.
yeah, you know, like say propane, it doesn't, you know, but I have to take off work to, you know, do this. But now the flood the other day, I took off work too, you know, to come out here and coordinate with the gravel.
Stressful day.
Oh, that's
for you, I'm sure.
I tell you, it was, yeah, it was, that was worth $250.
It was worth $250,
You,
every bit of it.
A lot of times you do 10-hour days, correct?
But 200 is fine. I mean, I think 200 is reasonable. I'll give that. I'll be satisfied with that.
You gonna add that in the minutes?
Yeah, add it to the minutes.
So I make a motion that, hold on, as you were, should I say it as you as the mayor or you as the individual?
No, as the mayor. I
As
mean,
the
I
mayor,
guess,
okay.
well, I mean,
No,
it'd be,
It's not really.
I would say that it's for the days that are above and beyond what his maintenance contract calls for.
okay, I guess. But I mean.
But his maintenance contract is as an individual, not the mayor.
Right.
But see,
But this,
But-
calling out
but-
for that,
But see, I mean, the flood is the mayor and the,
Yes.
I mean, that's, see, I don't,
More,
that's not.
more specifically, maybe the time that you have to take off your normal job to,
To reimburse the
talking about
personal time
business.
taken off from his job.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's ultimately what you're needing to get compensated.
yeah.
Okay. So I make a motion that we approve a $200 set fee for any personal time that Randy Banks needs to do to support anything dealing with the town of Talking Rock.
Okay. Have a
I
second?
second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Cause like I say, you know, and if, you know, Tony's, you know, if Tony can handle it and if he's capable and willing, I mean, I don't care for him to handle it either, you know, so, you know, to save the town some money, but the flood and this right here, I mean, it's, you know, like I say, but like I say, I don't wanna cost the town no more money than has to be. But,
I'm not
you
giving
know,
him my coupon now.
okay. All right.
I'm going through.
You can give it to me for having to put up with it.
You would have been 300.
Too late.
Too late now. All right, any other business?
I would like to publicly thank the citizens that came down and helped
Oh,
Randy.
yeah.
We've got, Jason, Shearer, who volunteered today, and we had Jason Christensen and his, Heather Crider, that came down and spent an entire day with Randy with that in the mud. I mean, they look pitiful. We did
Well,
furnish
and-
him lunch though, so.
And,
Oh, and Bud, I forgot,
and-
Bud was down there too. And Andrea.
And Michael.
And Michael. Okay, give me time. I'm old, you wore me out this week. But anyway, it means a lot that y'all did that, because there's a lot of times that we didn't have help, you know, to get it done, so we really appreciate it. And y'all did it, you volunteered to do it, I mean, you know. And another special thank you I have to give is to James's wife, Jenny, because she reached out to me wanting to help get all this stuff together for the farmer's market. And that has been fantastic, because I've been kind of overwhelmed with the flood and.
Yeah, she's excited. She wants to really do it.
Well, and I think it's gonna, you know, just bring more to the town as far as, you know.
Yeah.
Are you talking in the,
Yeah. And it's, so I think that's gonna be good. So,
yeah.
the more traffic we
Nice
get,
to have a
I
farm.
think it's gonna help, you know, everyone.
Oh, yeah,
so.
yeah.
Going back to what you said about the civilians helping, so we showed our appreciation by providing lunch, you
We
said?
did
Yeah.
provide
Can we
lunch
do
for 'em.
more? How many people were there? You said 8, 9?
Not really monetary, I don't think we
Put their
can.
name on the brick?
Well,
You're not
they did-
allowed to give them a gift card or anything?
I don't know, Randy. what
I
do
don't,
you
I mean, I don't know, I mean,
I
it's so,
personally wouldn't want a gift card.
no, I don't, I think they're actually.
Yeah, I think they were actually honored to be able to do it.
Okay.
And, you know, they call, and actually I didn't reach out to them,
Mm,
they
they
called,
called.
you know.
Yeah.
But I give them a choice, you know, of where they wanna eat at, you know,
Okay.
you know, so, I mean, we actually fed them Zaxby's, I mean,
All right, that's cool.
you know, that's what they. So, I mean, I think that's the least we can do is feed them and, you know, provide them water and stuff, so, you know. They even brought their wheelbarrows and shovels
Tools
and
and
stuff,
stuff
so.
too.
So, I mean, yeah.
It was ready to
And,
work.
yeah, so,
And we have found over the years that if we feed them, they'll come down and work.
That's
so,
right. Well,
Here next time.
yeah,
More people
Or
might
they may,
show up.
after they're done with it.
yeah.
Yes, after.
All right, if nothing else, motion adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Awesome. Meeting adjourned.